Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a dupes video for you. I did one of these ages ago and you seem to really enjoy it, so I thought I would do another one. I have been kind of hunting my collection rather than looking for new dupes, but rather than buying stuff, I've been looking through what I own to see if anything can dupe anything. And I found a few. I've not got loads to show you, but I found some really good ones, so I thought I would make this video and share them with you guys. 3 of these are lip products, because I'm all about a nude lip and, you know, we all like a cheaper version. We'll start with possibly my favourite ever. It is a dupe for Kat Von D's Bow and Arrow. Now this is probably my favourite liquid lipstick of all time because it's just so stunning. So it's like a brownie shade of It's like a brownie shade of liquid lipstick, so it looks like that on. It's utterly stunning, and I have, I think, mentioned this in my drugstore favourites for 2016, but the dupe for it is the L'Oreal, I don't know what this is called. There's no sticker, it just says Invincible Sable number 113, but it doesn't say the actual product name. I don't know what these are called, but it's the one with the liquid lipstick on the end and the balm on the other end. But if I just show you the liquid lipstick side, you will see how close they are. So this is what they look like. I will give you a close-up. So this one here is the shade Bow and Arrow, and this one here is the shade Invincible Sable. There's not an awful lot in it. Invincible Sable takes a lot longer to dry down, but if you look at them next to each other, you can see they are pretty close. On my hand, there does look like a bit of a difference, but Invincible Sable just takes a lot longer to dry, and when it's fully dry, it is really, really, really close. It's not as nice a formula. I think Kat Von D's formula is a bit thicker and a bit creamier, which I like, but they're a great dupe. If you don't want to spend the money on the Kat Von D one, you can get the L'Oreal one. To be fair, it was more when I sort of realised they were dupes, it was more the fact that Kat Von D was really hard to get hold of. It's not so bad now that they sell it in Debenhams, but it's slightly cheaper, so it is quite a nice alternative. Next up, we have a cult classic, and it is MAC's Velvet Teddy. It is the like perfect nude, and everyone absolutely raved about this last year when Kylie Jenner said that it was this, and I think Whirl lip liner that she was wearing. Everyone literally fell mentally for Velvet Teddy, and it was so hard to get hold of for a long time. It sold out everywhere, blah, blah, blah. I've got 3 kind of potential dupes for this. The reason I've picked 3 is because neither of them are absolutely bang on, but when you layer them up, they're exactly the same as this. It's because I think the formulas are slightly different. So if I swatch Velvet Teddy at the top, well, it will be the bottom. That is what Velvet Teddy looks like on the back of my hand. I'm going to go in price order of these. So the cheapest one is the MUA matte lipstick in the shade Fawn Fancy. This is one of their lipsticks with a little lip gloss on the bottom, but if you look at it, you can see how bloody close the shade is. It's ridiculous. The only thing that lets this down from being a perfect dupe is the formulation. It's not as creamy as the MAC one, so you can't get as much colour payoff. So you have to give it a bit more work to get the pigment to come out, and you can see it's a lot streakier on the back of my hand, but that is the 2 next to each other. They are so close. MUA have smashed it with this one. It's ever so slightly orangier than Velvet Teddy, but because that's Velvet Teddy so creamy, it doesn't quite sit the same, which is the only real difference with it. So that is the first one, and that one's only £1. The next dupe I have is the Essence 06 Barely There lipstick. This is slightly pinker, and I've literally nubbed the end off, which is really annoying, but it's a bit creamier than the MUA one, and that's the Essence one there. So you can see that is also very, very close. Less orange than the MUA one, and more of a similar texture to the MAC Velvet Teddy. And I think this one's only about £2, somewhere around there, so that's a real cheap one as well. Then the last one, which I love, and the only reason I think it's not that close is because it's not a matte. If it was matte, this would be so, so similar. So if you powder this one down, it's really close. This is the Maybelline Colour Sensational in Velvet Beige. The fact it's Velvet Beige and it's Velvet Teddy, I wonder whether they were doing it on purpose. But if you powder over this, it's so close. So I'll put this underneath the Essence one. And that is Velvet Beige from Maybelline. So I'll give you a close-up so you can see them a bit better. Shade here is Velvet Teddy by MAC. This shade is MUA's Fawn Fancy. This one is Essence Barely There, and to be honest, that is probably the closest. And this shade is the Maybelline Velvet Beige. This one would be closest, but because it's a different kind of formula, like it's a different finish, it sort of throws the colour off a little bit. But you can see they're all pretty good dupes for Velvet Teddy if you want a cheaper alternative. So next up I have a couple of dupes for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I really believe that Makeup Geek have got dupes for every single shade in this palette, but I haven't kind of ventured into that yet because I've not got that many Makeup Geek shadows, and I'm not going to go mental just trying to find dupes when I can just buy this palette. So this is my Makeup Geek palette that I use a lot of, and the two shades which I use a lot of, which I think are really, really close in Makeup Geek, is the shade Vermeer, this shimmery shade at the top here, and the shade Real Gar. The shade Vermeer, I'll swatch them both on the back of my hand so you can see them. The shade Vermeer is a great lid shade or a brow bone highlight shade, so I'll pop that on the back of my hand. And the shade Real Gar is a really nice blending shade. So I'll pop that one there as well. So those are the two Anastasia shades on the back of my hand, and I'll wipe off my hand so I can swatch the other ones. The two shades that I think are really super close is the shade Shimmer Shimmer by Makeup Geek, which again, great crease shade. It's not as creamy as Vermeer, but it's still a really nice, not crease shade, lid shade. It's not quite as creamy as Vermeer, but it is still really nice. And then the shade Morocco, which is this orange shade just here in the middle. Absolutely stunning, love this colour so much. And I think that's a really good dupe for the shade Real Gar, although it's just slightly more orangey, less browny. So these are the shades close up. This is the shade Vermeer by, well, that's better, you can see it there. This is the shade Vermeer by Makeup Geek. No, this is the shade Vermeer by Anastasia, and this is the shade Shimmer Shimmer by Makeup Geek. You can see just how close they are. The finish is really similar. This is Real Gar by Anastasia, and this is Morocco from Makeup Geek. So both super dupes for the Anastasia palette. Next up, we'll do another lip product, and this is another cult classic. This is for the shade Whirl, the MAC lip liner Whirl. I forgot how much I love this, to be honest. I really, really do like this lip liner. But if I just swatch that on the back of my hand, you can see that is what Whirl looks like. And the dupe for it is so cheap, and I didn't even realise, but it's been my favourite lip liner for ages. It's the Barry M lip liner in the shade 17. This is so good as a dupe. I don't know why I didn't realise sooner, but they're literally the same. I'll do you a close-up if you want, but this Barry M lip liner is like $3.99, and the Whirl lip liner I think is about £13 or £14. It's really pricey for a lip liner. I'd rather spend that on a lipstick than a lip liner. The formulation is similar, the finish is the same. Honestly, this is my favourite one by far. If you want a good MAC lip liner dupe, Barry M's lip liners are bomb, and they're so long lasting. I would even use them on clients. They're really high quality. At them close up, this one is Whirl, the bottom one, and this one is the Barry M one in number 17. They are so close, it's ridiculous. You can even see that the texture is like super similar. Depending on like where the light is, they are pretty much spot on. Can you see that? Yeah. So I cannot rave about that one enough. That's got to be my favourite dupe of all time. And I really recommend giving those a go. Last up, I have a dupe for probably my favourite product at the moment, and it is the Iconic London Illuminator. I have raved about this many, many times, and I've told you guys how amazing this product is. This is $29.99, and I think it's limited edition. I don't know if it's going to stay or whatever. But a great dupe for it is the Topshop Glow. I've never owned this before, but I bought it recently, and honestly it's amazing. And I think this was about £10, which in this you only actually get 4 grams of product. And in this you get 13.5 mil. So I don't know what that would be in grams, but I'm sure you get a lot more in this one than you do in this one. However, to save spending out £30, Topshop Glow is a great alternative. So the Iconic London one is a little dropper, and I only need like the tiniest little smidge to show you because it's super glowy. So I just do a little swatch of that one on the back of my hand. The Iconic one is a complete liquid, whereas the Topshop Glow is more of a cream. So it is slightly different, but the finish is very, very close. You find it so much just so that I can see you can actually see the swatches, and I'm not just like waving it around and you can't see what I'm talking about. So Topshop Glow is a little pot and it's a little cream. Now I dig my nail into this and I should use a brush, but it's not ideal. I don't like the packaging particularly, but it is a great alternative to the Iconic London Illuminator. So I'll just do a little swatchy on the back of my hand. It's slightly lighter, but it's a very, very similar product. So these are the two next to each other. This one here is the Iconic London Illuminator, and this one is the Topshop Glow. I'm trying to give you like different angles so you can see it in the light. You can see the Iconic one is slightly peachier, but the finish is super, super close. And actually, if you're fairer, this one will be a better shade for you anyway. So that is the Topshop Glow, that is the iconic London one. So those are all my dupes, guys. I know there's not that many, but I felt like I should share them with you because some of those are really, really good and they're such cheap alternatives to the higher end products. I hope you like this video. If you like these kinds of videos, give this video a thumbs up and I will try and find some more dupes for you in the future. Any requests, as always, pop them in the comments and I'll try and get them filmed for you. But until next time, I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.